Hey everybody, I'm Logan Alec. I'm a CPA on Choice Tax Relief. We're actually one of the reputable tax relief companies out there. You can search us on Google. I think we got like a 4.8 rating on Google with, I think, a ton of reviews. I think like 80 or 90, or maybe we may even be approaching 100 at this point. Unlike, unlike, I'm assuming, whatever tax relief company the Great Lobster used. Here's what the Great Lobster 5095 has to say. Hi, so I owe about $90,000. I'm trying to seriously get myself together and begin making my estimated payments as I should. Excellent, right? Excellent, excellent, excellent. Because no matter what a tax attorney or CPA or an EA negotiates for you in terms of resolution with your back tax debt, if you don't stay current with your current tax debt, you're going to default whatever resolution they get you into. Very important to stay in current compliance. I'm very serious about doing things the right way. Still have a lot to learn. In a flurry of panic and naivete, a couple months ago, I sought help from tax relief companies. I now know that was a mistake. See, there's a lot of bad apples in this industry that make us all look bad. I hate it. Today, the company, and this is why they're a bad apple. I know they're a bad apple. Today, the company I'm working with got back to me and said they could get me in a hardship, but the fee will be $22,000 on $90,000 of tax debt. That's almost 25% of the debt. That's just insane. Insane. And here, even in the beginning, they told me the fee was $6,500. So it's the classic bait and switch that a lot of these tax relief companies use. You know, $6,500, that might sound like a lot, but frankly, that's a reasonable fee, okay, for a negotiation on $90,000 of back tax debt, right? Depending on the complexity of the situation, that's a reasonable fee, okay? But then to quote that fee, and Great Lobster signs up with them, and then, you know, they're working the case, they've got the POAs filed, and then, you know, the sales guy calls them back and says, oh, you know, yeah, the attorney looked at the case. Oh, man, it's a lot more complicated. It's going to cost $22,000 after they already got you on the hook and you fill out the paperwork. And they do this because they know that, you know, professional services is kind of sticky, right? If you start with somebody, you kind of view the money you paid them as a sunk cost, right? And you're probably going to stick with them, right, through the remainder of your case. And so they try to gouge people, right? Another thing, they probably did maybe a financial analysis on them and saw maybe they had some room on a credit card or something for, you know, an additional $15,500 and said, oh, well, maybe they can put on this credit. It's really shady out there, folks. It's really terrible. Anyway, the Great Lobster says, I began doing research and finding out I can do the things they are doing without a third party. This is true. You know, I mean, you can negotiate with the IRS on your own. You do not need to pay a tax relief company. You don't need to pay, you know, a one-man shop or one-woman shop tax attorney, CPA, or EA. Just like, you know, you can represent yourself in court. It's called pro se representation. You can go to court, you can represent yourself. You don't need to hire a lawyer to do it. You don't need to. You're not legally required to. You can reject, you know, any counsel that's provided for you by the, you know, by the public defender's office. That's your right. So yes, you can do all this yourself, right? Just like you can do a lot of things yourself that you pay a service provider for. You going out to eat? You probably could have cooked that food, bought and cooked that food yourself for a lot cheaper, right? A lot cheaper. Okay, so they're kind of fixated on this idea they can do it themselves, which of course you can. What is my best course of action here? How can I resolve this myself, even though the debt relief company started working on my case? I'm beyond stressed right now. I want to move forward. Please help you. Thank you. Okay, a couple things. If you want to cut ties with this debt relief company, and I would probably say, you know, it hurts because you already paid $6,500, but you probably should, right? Because, man, they did a classic bait and switch on you to get you for more money. Okay, you can get rid of their POA, right, with the IRS. All right, I think I made a video about how to do that, but basically, kind of the bigger issue is, yeah, you could start interfacing with the IRS yourself. You might shoot yourself in the foot, though, right? And despite their fee, maybe not do a good job as a tax relief company could do, or a tax attorney could do, or a one-man or one-woman CPA or EA could do. Because I'm going to be frank here. If you're asking on, on the internet, to strangers on the internet. Hey, I just fired the professional service company I was working with. How can I do what they were going to do on my own? I mean, it's impossible to say. I mean, you would have to open up your case to the whole internet and hope that someone finds it, and someone qualified finds it and then takes the time to explain to you exactly what to do. And, things never go to plan, right? And then, okay, stand right by you and say, well, that didn't work, let's try this. And in which case, what happens? You're basically hoping that someone qualified and competent who could be paid for this knowledge and services is going to just hold your hand on the internet and help you do it, right? Which isn't really it's not a reasonable expectation. Bottom line, I'm saying, look, if you're having to go on the internet and ask complete strangers how to do this thing, it's probably best that you pay somebody to help you do the thing, but someone more reputable than a tax relief company that charges you $6,500 and then turns around and asks for 15 grand more. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Now, we're not the only reputable folks in town. Great Lobster. I mean, there are other, there's some other good tax relief companies out there. There's great, one man, one woman tax attorney, CPA, EA shops that I've never even heard of. You might have some great ones in your town, but I would say it probably doesn't hurt. Probably doesn't hurt to at least get a free consultation from Choice Tax Relief. Okay, you qualify for one. Great Lobster. 866-8000-TAX, 866-8000-829. Just schedule your free consultation, or you can go to choicetaxrelief.com, fill out that form on our website, and we will reach out to you, Great Lobster. I have some other videos on the left-hand side of the screen about shady tax relief companies and the tactics they use that are really scummy, in my opinion. I invite you to watch those videos for your education, enjoyment, and forewarning. Thanks so much, everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.